So it's going to be July tomorrow, which is crazy. And I was thinking about, pulling things on a theme for the video or something, but I thought I would do my favorite books so far of 2015. And I only have 4 here. I actually did like a lot more, which is different for me because usually I'm really picky. But some of them are at the Northside Library too, and I can't magically pull them over so that I can show them to you. But these 4 I really did love. So some of them are magical realism, and some of them are just straight up contemporary, and that's quite different for me as well because usually I go for the fantasy sci-fi, and that will be coming in future videos when those books are actually published because I have some new books coming out that were just so good. They are so good, and everyone should read them. But the first book is, I've probably put it in the newsletter and told everybody I know about it. I bought it, All the Rage by Courtney Summers. This is a book about rape, so it's not an easy book to read, but it's a very important book to read. And it explores rape culture and what it's like to grow up as a girl in America and to have things that you say not believed by somebody because they're in power, or he's just a good boy and he wouldn't do that sort of thing, and the effect that it has on the victim of the rape. And it's just such an extremely powerful story, and it's wonderfully written and handled with so much tact. So this one will kind of break you and put you back together. You have to put yourself back together afterwards, and hopefully you make a better person after that. So it's really important. The next one is Bone Gap by Laura Ruby. That's cool B on the front. It's set in a little town in Illinois called Bone Gap, hence the title. And this is definitely a magical realism novel because some things happen that can't be explained. A girl who's an immigrant from Poland, Rosa, actually she's a studying university student, shows up in Bone Gap one day, and she's hurt, and a boy named Finn and his brother Sean take her in. Their mom recently took off to Oregon with a guy who doesn't like kids, so they're running the farm by themselves, and Rose is beautiful and kind and wonderful, and then one day she just disappears. And Finn saw it happen, but he can't describe the person who did it, and he gets involved in a relationship with the girl who's the daughter of a local beekeeper, hence the bee, and some very interesting things happen. It reminded me a lot of Neil Gaiman, so if you like his work, I think you'll love this. Also on the sort of magical realism, I'm going to blow your mind shelf, if you want to call it that, is The Ghosts of Heaven by Marcus Sedgwick. I might have done this one before, but it's worth repeating because it's that good. It's 4 stories, and Sedgwick says that you can read them in any order you want. When I read it, it was an ebook, so it was hard for me to pick which one, so I read it in order, and I liked it very much that way. I thought it was brilliant. So 4 different time periods, sort of prehistory, like the 1600s witch hunts sort of era, early 1900s asylum, and then far future kind of space opera-y. Reminded me a lot of Alastair Reynolds, and the thing was, I really did not want to like this book, and I loved it. It was amazing. It talks a lot about, it's about interconnectivity and spirals and sort of repeating patterns in the universe, and how as humans we're all connected, maybe even through time. So beautiful, beautiful book. The last one is another beautiful book, but in a very rough way, I guess you could say, and it's Delicate Monsters by Stephanie Keene. And she just excels at writing things that just punch you in the gut. And they're not fun to read, they're not happy books, but they're real, and they explore the worst side of human nature, which we all need to learn about. Sometimes we see it too much on TV. So this is about Sadie Sue, who was kicked out of her, how many boarding schools? 3rd boarding school in 4 years because she almost killed somebody. Sadie is just kind of a compulsively horrible person. I mean, really horrible person. And she finds out that at her new school, a guy she used to know named Emerson Tate is also there. And he's now kind of like the golden boy, and she knows something about him. And Emerson's younger brother is also at that school in a lower grade, and he kind of has these visions of the future, and he's very, I guess you could say spiritual, but he's very in tune with that. And he's convinced that everyone's going to die. So the ending of this book is, it was unexpected for me, but it's perfect for the book. It's perfect. So definitely pick this one up, and I'm definitely going to be reading her other books, Charm and Strange and Complicit. And they're not very long, so small but with a punch. So those are 4 of my favorites so far this year. I'm just like on tenterhooks for some of the ones that will be coming out because they're so good. And when they come out, I'll definitely make a video about them, and probably it will just be me like, because, yeah, that's what it's like being a book fan. So you can check any of these out at your local library, put them on hold, and I will see you next time.